Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Western Digital 18 terabyte easystore external hard disk drive. Now, for those of you that follow my channel, you know that I haven't covered a mechanical external drive like this in a long time, and that's because, quite frankly, I haven't needed one. And that's because years ago, through a Black Friday deal, I accumulated far too many 8 terabyte drives. They were predominantly Seagate, and I really have not needed to look at this sort of storage up until now. And while I would have been better served with a 12 or 14 terabyte when it comes to price to performance, because that's really where the best overall value per terabyte is, dollar for dollar, I really wanted to get the highest capacity available. And that's where the 18 terabyte still stands. These launched about a year ago, and I paid roughly $340 US. As you can see, this is only available at Best Buy. I'll include a link in the description. And quite frankly, you don't have to go with this one. If you go with the Seagate 18 terabyte, you'll be served properly by that as well. I really feel the days of these drives, being prone to being duds, I don't want to say it's completely over, but unless you've been burnt by one brand over the other, I don't think you have anything to fear. Just make sure that whatever you're picking up has a solid warranty. This one in particular is 2 years, which I think is fine. You will be able to find some that carry a 3-year, which of course is better. If you go with internal drives that are not external like this, you will generally see a much higher price, but you will also get a more generous warranty with those drives. There's something to be said for that. But of course, you can break these open. You will void your warranty, so I'm not endorsing that or telling any of you to do it. But I've done it more times than I can count, and that's because if ultimately what you're trying to do is just get that raw storage, that's the easiest way to do it and most affordable, because this drive, again, if you were to purchase it as an internal drive, would be significantly more expensive. Now, this is a Best Buy only model, but the drive inside, of course, is not. So it's just a matter of the enclosure, the price point, I guess controlling a sales SKU, and that's exactly what Western Digital and Best Buy have done with this. So, again, if you want the best overall value, then you're going to want to go with something that is really 12 to 14 terabytes, as I stated. Those are the drive sizes that you're going to do best with. But if, like me, you just want the most capacity you can get, that's where this comes in. As you can see, you will need to power this. It has a Kensington lock, and we've got, I wish these were Type-C drives. That's another thing you will pay a premium for if you want something with a Type-C cable. Unfortunately, that's just not in the cards on these drives. They're still using those little old SATA boards that they have too many of, and that means USB 3, which there's nothing wrong with the speeds. Am I going the wrong way, or is this sealed? It's sealed. There's nothing wrong with them, but it's just something to be aware of, that you will need to use that included cable. The power brick is really small, which I like. Not that that's a game changer at all. And there is your Type A USB cable to, again, what almost seems like proprietary at this point, because you just don't see a lot of these anymore, do you? But when it comes to these drives, unless you want to pony up the extra cash, again, for a Type-C model with connectivity, this is what you're going to see. And there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm not expecting blazing speeds. Another thing I want to point out for anyone interested in picking up one of these or the Seagate 18 terabyte that's out there, first of all, as I stated earlier, don't pay over $500. Do yourself a favor and, get it somewhere a little over $300. I think the lowest they ever have been is literally $300. And then in addition to that, if you're buying an 18 terabyte drive like I am here, and this is for archiving, keeping data safe, this will be for the channel, then it's something where you want to back it up. It's just a simple rule of thumb. So if you're buying one 14 terabyte drive, buy a second and duplicate it. You don't have to throw them in a RAID. That really isn't going to be any better. In fact, the best way is to have 2 independent copies, in my opinion. If you can make it 3, make it 3. So in a perfect world, I would have purchased another one of these 18 terabyte drives, and everything I put on here will also be duplicated on that other 18 terabyte drive. But I don't know that I'm going to do that. I have enough still of those 8 terabyte drives that I can duplicate it there. But I think you get the picture. If you really want to make sure that your content does not get lost, do yourself a favor and make sure you've got some redundancy going for you. And if I end up opting to break this out of its enclosure, I'll let all of you know, but I don't think I'm going to because after all, I kind of just want a single 18 terabyte. I feel like that's what the purpose, the beauty of this drive is. With the 8 terabyte drives, they aged fairly well. The price that I got them at held up over several years. I broke those open simply because I had an application. Here, a single 18 terabyte drive I feel like is a big enough capacity that I don't need to try to stick it into another enclosure or, something networked. I think you get the idea. So any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.